morning. Good morning. How are you? I hope you can hear me. Got the AirPod in, so I'm assuming you can hear me okay. I hope somebody comes in with me and at least tests and tells me. Maybe Heather will come in and say that she can hear me. But if you don't know who I am, you're probably like, who in the world is that chick? I am your coach, Heather's success partner. So Heather and I both are coaches, partners, partnering with Body, and we're not in each other's upline, downline, or any of those things, but we met through a mutual mentor, and we became success partners, and we've been success partners for I don't know 2-3 years, something like that, and we just love it. We're friends, and we also help each other to just to do all the things that we can do to help you live your best life and to encourage and inspire other people to join us in this journey, so we all can feel our best and fight the good fight as we age and all the things. So Heather had asked me her and I have talked several times just about my menopause journey, because I'm 52 years old, and about my menopause journey and what that looks like, because she's just a couple steps behind me, and many of you might be either a couple steps behind me, where you're maybe not even in perimenopause, but you're starting to think about it. Maybe you're in your 40s, or maybe you're even younger than that, and you're hearing all these horror stories, or you are in menopause, or you might even be beyond it. I don't know. I don't know if you are or you aren't. Heather, can you tell me if you can hear me okay? I see you popping on. I have my AirPod in, so I just want to make sure that the audio is okay. Cool. Okay, great. So again, as I said, Heather and I are success partners. We're friends. I am knee deep right in the middle of menopause. and I just want to share my experience with you. So I have a lot of friends who are, like attracts like, and we tend to be friends with or surround ourselves with people that, maybe similar age or going through the same things. And I have a lot of friends who, and new clients, again, because like attracts like, who are experiencing a lot of menopause symptoms. They are really, really struggling. Thankful for you too. Love you, my friend. They are really, really struggling with a lot of menopause symptoms. Hot flashes during the day, night sweats keeping them up at night, moodiness, bloating and weight gain. Um, I don't know if there are men in here. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to be real with you guys. But vaginal dryness is a challenge. Possibly libido issues, and that's probably stemming from the moodiness and all of the things. And so I hear them saying all of this. And of course, I know what the world says about menopause. And I'm kind of over here going, when are these going to show up for me? Because I know I'm knee deep in menopause. My blood work says I am. My period that I don't have anymore and haven't for I guess a year and a half, almost 2 years now, says I am. Doctor says I am, all the things. And I'm over here with one symptom that I've been able to manage. And so I had started to ask myself, I'm like, I wonder why, because not every woman has crazy menopause symptoms, but most do, And so I'm over here asking myself, or was, why am I not getting all this other crazy stuff? And like, duh, it dawned on me. So it dawned on me that my good health, the last 15 years of what I've been doing um, to incorporate this wellness system into my life and be the healthiest I've ever been in my life at 52 years old, all the things that I've done to instill these healthy habits has yay served me really well now that I'm in my 50s and I'm going through menopause. And so I want to talk a little bit about what I'm experiencing, because I can tell you my story. And I just want to talk a little bit about like the generalities of what are most women experiencing, and how are we so incredibly blessed. You guys in this group right now, within the earshot of my mouth, already have the solution. A natural solution, by the way, and you may or may not be tapping into it, and you may or may not be experiencing menopause symptoms. But Heather told me you guys Heather told me, you guys, some of you are, some of you ladies are. Sorry if I call you guys. I didn't mean to call you guys. And so I want you to know that, look, and the other thing you need to know about me is I'm going to be respectfully direct. Okay. I'm going to shoot straight. I'm going to tell you like it is. And it's all coming from big, humongous, loving heart. Okay. So don't take my words the wrong way. They're just going to be honest. Some of you have a solution to your problem right in your hands, and you either don't believe that it can help you solve your problem, or you're not willing to do the work that is going to help you to solve the problem naturally. And so, listen, I want to shout this from the rooftop, big disclaimer. I am not against HRT, hormone replacement therapy. However, I certainly am against or not a fan of people who jump to that as the solution without having tried the natural route first. Okay, I take none. I'm taking no HRT. Haven't even considered it because I haven't needed it. Okay, my one and only menopause symptom is night sweats, and I'm going to tell you how I'm managing it and how I've addressed it. But the women who are taking HRT and have said to me, "Oh my gosh, I literally tried," and the list is so long of everything that they have tried with no avail to solve the issues naturally, and they just can't. And I'm like, you know what, sister, you do what you need to do. I wouldn't be walking around pissed off, bloated, no sleeping, hot flashes all day long either. So I'm not here to judge a single soul. But what I do get upset and frustrated with are the women who don't even try anything naturally because it's harder and it's easier to go to the doctor and get some sort of shot or pill or something like that. And they're just like, you know what, whatever, I'm just going to do this. Well, the HRT, there's some studies and there's some history there. I'll let you go ahead and do your own research, consult Uncle Google, go to WebMD, go to a reputable site. But there's some studies out there. There's a lot of studies out there that it's just not the best thing for us. So what I encourage you to do is to try the natural route first. So let's talk about a couple of things. It is not my opinion that good health plays a significant role in reducing or completely eliminating menopause symptoms. That is not an opinion. That is a fact. Okay. And so don't misunderstand my words today that, oh, that's real sweet that Mary thinks that. No, it's a fact. It's an absolute fact. And I have some notes. So if you see me like glancing over, I'm one of those people that I get to talking and then I end alive and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot to say XYZ. So I just wanted to make sure that I didn't forget. So let me just talk to you really quick about me. Okay, so I have this one menopause symptom. It is night sweats. I'm not experiencing hot flashes. Now, have I had a hot flash? I think I've had maybe 5 total in the whole time, that I've been in menopause. During the day, most of the issues I was having was at night, which is even worse. Well, I don't know if one's worse than the other, but it's really challenging because we all know how important sleep is. Like sleep, everything dominoes from sleep, right? And so I was like losing sleep, and it was very difficult, to get the intense workouts done, and all the things were stemming from this. Well, right at our fingertips, it's not a sales pitch. I ain't trying to sell you anything. You guys are already in here. You're already part of the body wellness system. But right at our fingertips is this little angel. And if you've not tried this little angel, I call her my sleep angel, by the way. Sorry, my phone is jiggling. I call her my sleep angel. I cannot believe how well this works. And let me give you some really great news about last thing. The recommended dose is 3 capsules. The very first time I ever took it, I took all 3 because whatever, I followed the rules. And I felt a little weird. I don't know if I liked the way it made me feel. And you guys all know, I don't have to tell you this, but I probably should. All natural. There is absolutely nothing, there are no chemicals and nothing artificial in anything with body. Just so you know, if you didn't know. So all natural, mostly melatonin, but there's some other natural things in here as well. So I took 3, didn't feel so good. The next night I took 2, didn't feel quite as weird. And I don't know how to explain like the weird feelings I was feeling. My body is very sensitive. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink sodas. The only thing caffeine that I take in is Energize, and it's all natural, red beets and green tea, as you guys know, caffeine. So, our stimulants. And And so I don't know what it was because clearly there's no caffeine in a nighttime supplement, but there was something about it was like not making me feel 100% normal. Two of them, I didn't feel weird. Not, it was okay, but I was able to actually do one. And one was getting me to sleep. Boy, waking up super rested, and I wasn't waking up with night sweats. Now, I actually take two now because I did one for probably 6 months, maybe longer than that. I think my body may have gotten a little bit, what do they call it? I don't know. It just got used to it. So now I do two. But the bottom line is because I only need two, it lasts me more than 30 days, which is really cool. So it'll save you some money. So if you haven't tried Last Thing, highly encourage you to try Last Thing. And here's the thing that people will say to me, well, does Last Thing eliminate night sweats? No, that's not what it's doing. But what it is doing is it's putting me into a very deep sleep. So I don't know if I'm having night sweats or not, but I'm not waking up. Does that make sense? So who gives a shit if I'm still having them? I'm not waking up, right? I'm not waking up. The other miraculous thing I got are these cooling sheets and a cooling blanket. Now mine happen to be blue, but they come in different colors. Now, again, I'm not trying to sell you this, although I am an affiliate for Rest Duvet. Rest Duvet is the name of the company that I got these cooling sheets from, and it also has a cooling blanket. The first thing they ever sent me was the blanket. They didn't have the sheets done yet, and I was like, "What is the technology in this blanket?" And I kept trying to figure out, like, how does it keep you cool but warm all at the same time? And then one day I was like, "Why do I care?" I don't care unless it's a chemical that's going to hurt my body, which I knew it wouldn't. I don't care what's in it. I just care that, like, I'm touching this right now and it's so cool. Like, the coolness against my body is unbelievable. So the question a lot of people ask, and this is the pillowcase, by the way. By the way, ladies will love this. It's the pillowcases have like the little, they either have the snap or they have the fold-in thing, so your pillowcase doesn't come off. I know you'll love that. But anyway, sorry, I'm getting a notification. The wildest thing is, and a lot of people ask me this question is, sorry, my phone is jiggling. How does it keep you warm? Especially those of you, if you live in the Dakotas, like my girl Heather here. I live in Florida, so we're not getting super cold at night. They're like, how does it keep you warm, like a blanket, okay, but also cool? I don't know. They say the technology has something to do with, it's the same technology they use for workout clothes or something like that. Anyway, the long and short of it is, between these two items right here, I completely managed my one menopause symptom, which was night sweats, naturally. No HRT. Okay. Now, if you're having hot flashes in the middle of the day, you can't walk around with a blanket or a sheet wrapped around your body. Although that would be pretty cool if you can. But I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some things you can do about that, that are true, factual. They will help you. So, if for whatever reason you're like, yeah, I don't think this whole like good health thing can help me with my menopause symptoms, you're wrong. And I want you to really do your own research, but I'm going to talk to you about a couple of things. So first of all, I know you know this, but menopause is it's just a hormone. It's just our hormones. It's a hormonal imbalance, I guess. So as we go through menopause, we have these fluctuations in our hormones, and we have a decreased level of estrogen, and that's what causes the hot flashes, the moodiness, the dry vaginal dryness. All those things is because we have a decreased level, okay, of estrogen. So regular exercise actually balances our hormones. And so let's just start with exercise, and then we can talk about nutrition, because nutrition, we know, is 80% of us being our healthiest selves anyway, but we can also talk about what good nutrition is going to do for you as it relates to your hormones. So exercise and a balanced diet obviously going to help to regulate your hormones as a whole, but the actual exercising and being able to manage our weight. So this weight, if you have extra weight on your body, which a lot of women in menopause that are bitching and complaining have put weight on. That's one of the more common symptoms. Well, the more weight you're putting on, the more you're going to exacerbate the symptoms. And so with what we have, the wonderful gift we have right in our hands right here, we have the ability to manage our weight through working out, through good nutrition. And when we can manage that weight and keep that weight down, it's going to significantly help us with these symptoms. So a couple of things. All right, let's say okay, so let's just talk about hot flashes because that's like a super, super common one. Hot flashes are exacerbated and they're worse the heavier you are. Okay. So again, keeping your weight down or getting your weight down with the wellness system that we have is going to help you reduce the hot flashes because you don't have that excess of weight on your body. So, and it, of course, that applies to the night sweats as well. Um, it also is, of course, going to reduce the risk of heart disease and other chronic conditions, which you guys already know about all of that. But just as it relates to the menopause symptoms, and let me make sure I've said everything that relates to that. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about bone health because again, on the workout side, so most women are at risk for osteoporosis. Men too, but nowhere near as high as women are at risk for bone density issues. Okay, so and then for me personally, I have osteoporosis in my family. There's a family history of it, so I knew I was even more at risk. And as a matter of fact, FYI, little side note, I was osteopenia before I started this body wellness system 15 years ago. Osteopenia is when you're on the border, you are just crossing over with a risk of osteoporosis. Okay, so I wasn't in the healthy range as it related to my bone density. I started this wellness system 15 years ago in 2008 and reversed that. I am now not in the average range for bone density, but I am in the healthy athletic range for bone density. So I took my body from um, um, osteopenia to healthy just by good nutrition and working out. Okay, so a lot of people get this very confused, but when we build lean muscle in our body, it makes our bones stronger. And there's a correlation between the muscle and the bone. The muscle and the bone, we know they live next door to each other. They're adjacent to each other. And so as we build lean muscle, we protect that bone and we keep that bone strong. Okay, really, really strong. And so it is incredibly important that we do resistance training, which we have right here with the body system. So whether we're using resistance bands or our own body weight or iron, lifting weights and things like that, we are building lean muscle, which is going to help us keep our bones strong. Okay. And of course, estrogen, as we're now losing estrogen because we have menopause, our reduction in estrogen is now working against us because estrogen is needed for bone density to keep bones strong. So that's why we fall at risk even more when we're in menopause because those estrogen levels go down. Now our bones become even more at risk for being brittle and not being strong. So we need more than ever to put that resistance against these muscles and build strong muscles so we can keep our bones strong. Make sense? So there you go. As it relates to bone health is really important. And of course, the nutrition piece with having a nutrition that is high in calcium and things like that, obviously this is going to help us with bone health as well. So it's not just the working out, but the working out is really important. Let's talk about cardiovascular health. Let's talk about keeping our ticker ticking. By the way, I have a countdown. I'm getting ready to cut off in a minute and 20. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do this in 20 minutes. I'm going to come back because I have a few more points. I hope you're not mad at me, Heather. She's probably over there cussing me out. Mary. But I will come back. But we're going to come back and we're going to talk about cardiovascular health and stress management. I want to talk to you about the bloating that you're experiencing. I want to talk to you about your moods, and you can naturally resolve these issues. Okay. And part of that comes from a very clear, very free substance that's in your water bottle that's probably right in your hands. All right. I'll label it part 2. All right. I'll be back. Okay. Here we are. We're back for part 2. Part 2. Sorry. I go on and on. Didn't mean to. All right, part 2. So let's talk about cardiovascular health. So cardiovascular disease increases as we go through menopause. The risk of us having a cardiovascular disease or issue increases when we're losing those hormone levels. Okay. And so clearly with this wellness system and clearly with these workouts, keeping our ticker ticking and doing cardiovascular conditioning with our workouts is super important. Please remember, I know you know this, but cardiovascular conditioning is nothing more than elevating your heart rate. Okay. You don't have to get on a plugged in piece of equipment, elliptical machine or a treadmill or anything like that to get your cardio. We are so blessed because many of our trainers create and develop programs that incorporate HIIT training. And not only in addition to HIIT training, which is of course high intensity interval training, but in addition, we know, and you should know, and really embrace the fact that lifting weights elevates your heart rate. So let me ask you this. When's the last time you did an autumn leg day, right? You do an autumn leg day. I don't care who, it doesn't have to be autumn. I'm just using her as an example because every day is leg day with autumn. But anytime you're lifting weights on those large muscles in your body, you're going to elevate your heart rate. So again, just remember that cardiovascular conditioning is nothing more than elevating your heart rate. You do not have to be on a plugged in piece of equipment. You do not have to go outside and run a marathon. All of the things that when people think cardio, right? That's what they think about. I want you to remember that anytime you elevate your heart rate, you are getting cardiovascular conditioning. So HIIT training, weight training, yes, get on your bike, get on your mixed bike. It's fun, right? Or HIIT training or anything like that is going to elevate your heart rate. And so as again, cardiovascular disease risks increase with menopause because that estrogen level is going down, you have the ability to combat that. We have the ability to combat that by doing our cardiovascular conditioning workouts so we can keep the ticker ticking and keep our heart healthy. As the risk increases, we're fighting that good fight. Make sense? Okay. Stress management. Hello. So here you are, you're in menopause, pissed off at the world, pissed off at the whole world. I don't know how to explain this to you. Again, I go back to the fact that my symptoms, I know my symptoms are so minimal because I am in good health. I just know it. And here's what I want you to know. I should have said this in the first part. I don't care if today's day one. If you just started working with Heather and you're in this group and you're like, yeah, but it's too late for me. No, it's not. It is not too late for you. Just because I've been doing it for 15 years doesn't mean, and I'm experiencing these great things, doesn't mean that it's too late for you. So it's never too late and you're never too old. So keep going, get started, build your new normal and watch your menopause symptoms reduce. Or for the ladies who aren't even there yet, put a big smile on your face because you could potentially be creating your own HRT, right? Your own natural defense mechanism against these symptoms. So stress management. We work out, endorphins rush, right? We got the serotonin, all of the chemicals in our body, all the happy chemicals are like firing on all cylinders. And I don't know, what do you feel like doing when you're done a workout? I don't know about you, but I don't care how intense the workout is and how exhausting it was. I could run a marathon, clean the whole house. Probably shouldn't say this because Heather will be like, don't say that kind of stuff in my group. But that is when I'm like the most fired up. We'll say it that way. For the fun stuff with the spouse. He's like, you're sweaty hot mess and you want me to, I'm like, sorry, I'm fired up. I'm fired up because it's not a surprise that you're fired up. You might look like shit and smell like shit or whatever, but you're all fired up because you have all these chemicals going on in your body. Well, what the heck do you think that's going to do to all this crazy moodiness that you're feeling? Oh my gosh, you're going to smack it. You're going to smack it just like that game. Whack-a-mole. Wasn't that what it was called? Whack-a-mole back in the 80s or 70s or 90s? I don't know what the hell year it was. But anyway, the bottom line is you're going to literally like, no, I'm not going to be in a bad mood. I'm not going to be moody. I'm going to get these endorphins rushing. I'm going to get the serotonin levels up, and I am going to fight the good fight and not be mad at the world. So yes, of course, stress management, which also, by the way, when you're more stressed out, guess what else elevates? The hot flashes. So you see how everything all works together. So if you're not doing something to manage the stress, you actually you're doing the hot flashes no good because you're going to have the hot flashes. probably because your stress levels went up. They are correlated. And I didn't make this stuff up. Like I grabbed it off the good old WebMD. So I'm not making this stuff up. But I already knew it because I had already been doing this research. My entire team is in menopause. My entire group, probably with the exception of maybe 2 people, all of us are 50 plus years old and either already went through menopause or right smack dab in the middle of it. So I speak about this to my team all the time. All right, stress management. We talked about all of that. How incredibly blessed are we to have the entire mindset piece to this full wellness system? You know, I've been doing this for 15 years. We had great workouts. We had great nutrition plan. We had support and accountability. We didn't have this mindset piece. We didn't have the whole meditation series. We didn't have Petra and that whole entire division of body. We are so incredibly blessed to have added this component to this, to the whole health esteem concept and the whole mindset piece. That is going to help us reduce the stress. That is going to help us to reduce the hot flushes and all these other things. We're really, really blessed. And I don't even know if it's on this piece of paper because I don't think it is, to be perfectly honest with you. But you do know that surrounding yourself with people that lift you up and don't drag you down is one of the, in my opinion, in my top 3. People ask me all the time, where do you get all this energy? How do you have all this joy? My answer, 3 things: good health, strong faith, and surrounding myself with people that lift me up and they don't drag me down. We become the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. Who are your 5? Right here in this group. This group itself should be one of your 5, right? These people in here are, you guys are all on the same journey, trying to live your best life, trying to feel your best. And so, thank you, Heather. You are one of my 5 too. And so just know that's going to make a humongous difference in your mood. It's going to make a humongous difference in these menopause symptoms that you're experiencing. Sleep, for the love of all things holy. So we can go back to this. So good sleep. So yeah, menopause women often experience sleep disturbances due to night sweats and mood swings. Healthy sleep hygiene practices, maintaining regular sleep schedule, creating comfortable environment can help your sleep improve significantly. So if you are experiencing sleep issues, maybe you're experiencing sleep issues and it has nothing to do with night sweats. You're just up all night with your eyeballs like this, thinking about, your bills or all the things you got to do tomorrow or all the things you're like, why can't I sleep? So again, I go back to, have you tried it? Why not? And have you tried a cooling sheet or a cooling blanket? Why not? Give it a try, and see if it helps you in any way. Hydration. That's why I said I really want to talk about this. Forget menopause for 2 seconds. The most important component to our nutrition systems, to our nutrition plans, all 3 of them, is water consumption. Okay, if we do nothing, like if you're a brand new client of Heather's and you just got in here and you're like, oh my God, the nutrition plan and gut protocol and the workouts, and now she wants me to do this mindset stuff with meditation, and I'm like, my head is spinning. You know what? I shouldn't speak for Heather, but I guess I'll speak for Heather. Listen, if all of that is creating the big O, and I don't mean orgasm, if you're getting overwhelmed with like all of the pieces, start with water. That's it. Get this piece right and watch what happens. All right. This is the most critical component to the entire wellness system. So half of your body weight in ounces per day up to a gallon. Half of your body weight in ounces per day up to a gallon. That doesn't include the water in your tea. It doesn't include the water in your coffee. It doesn't include the water in your Energize. And I know there's a whole bunch of people out there who say otherwise. You know what? Whether they're right or they're wrong, just err on the side of caution and let your water consumption goal be just water. Throw some lemon, limes, whatever you want to put in it. But let the water in your Energize and coffee and tea and all that other stuff just be extra, like extra. Let it be extra, right? So you got to get the water piece right. And hydration is definitely going to help you with managing dry skin. For those of you, and to make me itch just thinking about it, for those of you who are experiencing menopause symptoms, one of your symptoms might be that your skin feels so dry. Why is my skin so dry? Well, it's one of the potential symptoms of menopause. This is going to help you, and it costs nothing unless you need to buy special water. I don't know what your town is like, if you can pull it out of the tap or not. But, and of course, the vaginal dryness. Now, again, I didn't experience that, but I know a lot of women have. And so hydration, big time. Can I give you another little sidebar tip? So one of the things that I like to do is when I get out of the shower, while I'm still kind of a little bit damp, is I lotion my body head to toe. Not my face, that's a different whole system, but I lotion my body head to toe. And I heard a doctor, a reputable doctor, say, take a bottle of retinol. It's an aging thing, as you know. Take a bottle of retinol and pour it into your lotion. So I'm not going to get in all the technicalities of what's the best lotion, what's the best retinol. Go do your own research. But every time I get a new bottle of body lotion, I buy a bottle of retinol and I pour it in there. It's like a serum, like oil. Shake it up really good, and then lotion your body every single day, every time when you get out of the shower. And that's going to help you to create more moisture if you are potentially dealing with like dry skin stuff. Okay. Regular checkups. I mean, of course, make sure you're seeing your doctor, make sure you're talking to your doctor about what you're feeling and what you're experiencing so your doctor can help you. Just, will you pinky promise me that you will try everything naturally before you resort to HRT? And I will also tell you this, your doctor might be pushing you to do HRT. I've actually heard, which blows my mind, that a doctor would not be encouraging you to try the natural route first, but they're doing it. I don't know if they're getting kickbacks or why they're doing it, but I have a lot of clients who said to me, wow, as soon as I started talking about the menopause symptoms, my doctor was like, boom, you want the shot or do you want the pill? Like literally, I'm like, or the cream, there's the cream that these ladies are putting on too. And I'm like, what? So please, if your doctor does do that, I know that's your doctor and you respect your doctor, but you know what? You're an intelligent human and you've done your own research and you're listening to the sound of my voice. Call them out on it in a very respectful way and just say, you know what, doc, I think I'd like to try the natural route first. So let me go ahead and do that. Is there anything you recommend? You have to remember that I'm not putting doctors down. My father-in-law is a doctor and I highly respect physicians. But even my father-in-law told me this, and it's so true. Physicians have less than 16 hours of nutrition training in all the 7 years of their med school. Okay, that blows my mind because nutrition is 80% of us being our healthiest selves. And here are our doctors who are supposed to know our body head to toe and be able to help us with all the mechanics of this very complicated body. And nutrition can solve so many problems. It helps reduce inflammation. It helps with our mind. It helps with our gut, which is also connected to our brain. All these things, and yet the doctors have this much training when it comes to nutrition. So these physicians who are quick to want to recommend HRT, it's just because they want you out of their office. They want to solve your problem, and that's the easiest way to do it. So just call them out in a respectful way. Okay, mental health. We talked about that. Making sure that you are you have supportive family and friends with you. Listen, ladies, listen, Linda. It is so common and it drives me so batshit crazy. Women, and I hate to say this because we're all women here, but women are we do this. And I don't understand why we do this. Guys don't do this nearly as much. Women get together and they just want to start either talking about other people. It's like all this gossipy stuff, or it is a massive bitch session. This hurts, that hurts. My husband's an asshole. The neighbor, I don't like them. The yard looks like crazy. Man, you see the weather? It's too hot. It's too cold. She's too fat. She's too skinny. I mean, it's maddening. It's like this bubble of negativity. You do not have to have friends like that. Okay. Now listen, you don't have to completely nix them out of your life, but pray for people like that because they're hurting. That's the only reason why they're super negative. It's the same thing with the trolls on social media. They're just hurting. Hurt people, or they at least try. And so you are in control of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Are you going to allow that? So if you're with a group of women, if you're friends with a group of women and they're going through all these menopause symptoms, and every time you're with them, or every time you're on the phone, or every time you see their social media posts, it's all of this bitch and gripe about the hot flashes and look, we all joke. There's the memes out there, they're funny and all that stuff, but like every single post is something about how horrible menopause is and how horrible the world is, or whatever, the sky is falling. Go find yourself some new friends, because there are women out there who aren't like that, and they will be like, you know what, I'm freaking having a hot flash right now too, but doesn't it make me have a little bit of a glow, like I was looking a little dry, or whatever, just make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that are lifting you up and the sky is not falling. This group right here, and Heather is she's just full of joy. She oozes joy. And so lean on her and lean on these friends you have in this group. I know this group, listen, I run one too. I have for 15 or 11 years. I know it can seem like a silly thing. Oh, what's the point? What's the power in coming in here every day and like checking in? Like, what's that such a big deal? Let me tell you something. I was a chronic yo-yoer. The reason I'm still on the wagon and consistent with my healthy habits for 15 years isn't just because we have good workouts and a good nutrition plan. The primary reason is accountability. Number one for me, and that is this group right here. It is our groups that are holding me accountable. And I want you to make sure you understand the power of this group and how it can help you. So I'm going to wrap. I just want you to know that if you have questions, if you pop your questions below these videos, Heather will let me know and get me the questions if I didn't cover something, if you're experiencing something I didn't address. If you feel like you've done all this and you're like, what do I do next? If you just need a friend, I'll be your friend. I'll be another friend for you. But I hope this was helpful. I know I went way longer than I was supposed to, and I'm going to get my hiney spanked by Heather. But I hope it was helpful. And again, if there's anything I didn't cover, and you're like, hey, what about this? I need some help with this. Let me know. Hey, look, if I can do, I'm not a unicorn. If I can get through this menopause and the only thing I'm dealing with are night sweats, and I've been able to resolve it with our last thing and some cooling sheets, then you can too. Just remember though, if the night sweat thing is your thing, last thing doesn't take away night sweats. It just makes you sleep through them, right? You understand? Because a lot of people will come at me and say, that's a nighttime supplement. It helps you sleep. It doesn't get rid of your night sweats. I'm still waking up in the bed's wet or whatever. Okay, you're waking up in the morning and the bed's wet. Did you wake up all night long? Like, did it disrupt your sleep? Well, no. Okay, then you slept. That's the whole goal is, it might not eliminate your night sweats, but you slept through it and you didn't even wake up. So it's resolving an issue for you, and just look at it that way. Awesome. I'm so glad that it was helpful. Okay. Love you. Mean it.